hand you over. Hey, Dan, Brad, how was your Wednesday?
Scott, we're doing fantastic. Thank you for the wonderful intro. Barry, thank you once again for helping out. And my goodness, Brad, once again, you and I find ourselves in a full house.
Yes, we do. It's good to be here. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I'm ready to fight, Brad.
Fight?
Fighting words. We'll talk about it. Talk reasons why it's time to get violent on the market. But before we do any of that, remember everything you're going to hear today is for entertainment purposes only. Trade Ideas is not a registered investment advisor. And so, of course, all the information is purely educational, and should you need specific investment advice, please consult a registered investment advisor. Brad, are you ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Okay. Number one, we always like to start off with a little bit of an intro. Here at the Trade Ideas Q&A webinar, we do these on Wednesdays. I am, as Scott wonderfully introduced myself, the CEO. My partner in crime, Brad Williams, is our Chief Operating Officer. We're sort of like the Batman and Robin of Trade Ideas, Brad. We're not exactly sure who's who sometimes, though.
I guess that makes me Robin?
I don't know. You know, hard to say. But
I don't know if I like it.
We fight crime together, elevate the platform. Everyone is a member of our Superhero Justice League. Barry, Scott, we're all on the same team here. But we're a software company that has no venture capital. We've done it all on our own, thanks to you, the subscriber, the visitor to the Q&A webinars, as a result of this amazing patronage and faith. We have managed to be listed as one of the top growing privately held companies by the Inc. 5000 magazine. Very proud of that. And of course, once again, if you see the arrows, know that all of our technology is made right here with American developers right in the US of A. We're a very proud, patriotic business. So let's get right to it. Brad,
like a little deja vu all over again?
A little all over again. So look guys, is this your first rodeo here at the Q&A? How many people, tell me this, was anybody here for the last 2 Q&As? Brad, I'm waiting. Or do we just have only virgins?
Couple people have been here.
Oh, there we go. PJ. That's what I want to hear. And he's all the way to it, you know, Pete. Look here. We all been there. But I like to have fun. By the way, guys, as a CEO, I hope you guys know that this is not a venture capital type presentation. We're not surrounded by pamphlets and folders. We are all a team of fun-loving, patriot American software developers, and we participate in what we do. The reason I'm enjoying Pete's comments here is that, well, I've been discussing these trades, and I'm trying to showcase a couple of things to you that are critical for your success. Number one, I'm just simply trying to show you how I utilize our own technology. So, you know, so you can relate to somebody who's not necessarily trading in and out. In fact, Brad, right, we talked about the fact that many of you most likely would prefer to trade a little bit on the time scale that I'm trading on, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. You know, we did experiment and we did trade for a long time in a really micro time frame too. So it's kind of all coming together now.
But because of my age, you know, I'm not 25 anymore, Brad, at least 29, something like that, right? But I'm not as young of a pup, so like just jumping in and out of trades is not as easy as it used to be. So I do it a little bit in a time frame that I like. But once again, what do you see here is I'm showing you how I'm utilizing technology, and I'm showing you components of the technology that are put together to reiterate. And always, Brad, what do we always say? This is not a buy recommendation. Although what is this? What I love about the internet, Brad, you know what I love about the internet? Because of 527, right? Look at the beautiful mimetic text bubble there, Brad. Will you tell me what that says?
About to sprint like a cheetah. Well, you're notating the single stock window showing that there's 30% of the float short right now. So that's a big percentage that are short. And when this thing starts to run up, it's going to really cause some pain for the shorts.
Correct. And it's a very simple kind of, you know what's interesting, what I love about trading this way, Brad, as opposed to, you know, I really do feel like a veil has been put on the face of individual investors, and that veil is a consequence, of course, of having access to kind of little deep information, or high touch information is the word we learned from our good friends. And so they're then forced, individual investors, I mean, are forced to do the only thing they can, which is get into technical analysis. It's the only path that's been laid for them. And as you know, Brad, that path is so, you know, it can just send you off into a million rabbit holes, and none of them have an ending. Whereas things like this, the short float and its component to simple supply and demand, and how you know that every time this stock goes up, 30% of the people that own this thing, which are short, are feeling pain. You gotta like that as a counterplay investor, right, Brad? That's not like, again, any RSI, MACD, Wilder random number. That's like a real legitimate force you can repeat.
Yeah, it's like a real world scenario that you can actually touch. I mean, not really touch it, but it's a real world scenario.
Right. And so we constantly showcase how to utilize that information within trade ideas. And we do it this way. We do it in these Q&A webinars. We're going to do some today. And, you know, Brad, we just finished our biggest test drive we ever had, immense amount of new subscribers, okay? And people often talk to us, and one of the common questions we get, Brad, is, well, what do I get with the AI? And so kind of thought about this here, GNUS. For those of you who are Trade Idea subscribers already because of the test drive, and who are the premium users, you know what we're talking about. The software got you into GNUS yesterday, and we're going to show it to you, but I'm just giving you in slide form. This is what we try to do. Do we always succeed, Brad?
We don't always succeed, but you're right. This is exactly what we try to do. We try to stay positive at the end of the day so that you have the opportunity from a position of strength to decide whether you want to hold that stock or not.
And also, Brad, how many times have you
Yeah, it woke up, right? It woke up, had some volume, it broke out, and it started reacting.
Well, and what we're trying to say is that there's two critical components here, of course. Excuse me. Sorry about that cough. The two critical components are, we are trying to get you into these names, but we're also trying to showcase, look at what's possible. This is why you're in the stock market, the hidden information. You are constantly being steered towards only looking at the Facebooks and the Twitters, and then, you know, then they'll throw in some Citibank and Citigroup. But the truth of the matter is, and Brad, we've been saying this virtually since day one in 2003, The stock market is the best place to lay capital because you can get in and there's enough liquidity and you can get out. And here you have a move where I think you're close to 30x. If you're talking about like, let's say 5.5, Brad, after May 5th. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you're like at 60 cents. And here you are at $6.35. That's quite the move.
Well, it's more than a double.
Huh. No, at 60 cents, it's 10x. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was saying yesterday it was double.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, even from yesterday, of course, of course. Kenneth, we're going to show all of that, of course, of course. But what I'm trying to say is this is a company that we've been kind of trading and showing people that I'm trading in and out of, and it's the same concept that we repeat here, which is here you have guys who right here we're getting short more of this US steel. It went from 30 to 39, you know, at a price of $6.90. How do we do all this within Trade Ideas? What's going on? So first, it kind of that's spring and that force. Okay, you've got that force of short sellers and still 28%. But look at that beautiful move, Brad. And I love this.
But it doesn't painful. You know, it's you're basically where the breeze in order to get. You're going to go through days of pullback. And
you and I were talking about this. Once it started to stabilize, like get in. This is what we do. So the other beautiful thing that our guys is simulated trading. Kind of pivot out of it because look, you can allows you okay to navigate work during your free market, and this has been so popular. Even
you say that.
Yeah, think about this. You can't, you for even right now, but I got to buy it for granted. But things that you can learn to trade the downside. So if you hit sell first, you can go to any. It's easier. And mentally, when we do, then all of our long-term holdings do better, and everyone's better. And of course, in civilization too, Brad, to participate. Participating once there, we must have both. Don't have free a reputation for risk a little bit of money. You're mentally more committed to learning how over and over and over again.
Our integration with E-Trade is going to become.
So guys, take a look at our
to create the, and that's what Dan's going to define. Set up some filters if you want. You don't entire market for new highs and new lows. You could set into price requirements, all that stuff.
Software shows you the next
exact thing that you've created. So you're welcome to
that you guys didn't really and later. And this way you're never alone. Also open and support as an on-ramp. Where did that yesterday?
Really interesting.
Yesterday, at 339.
And the stop was hit. And I think there was a question earlier, do you ever go both ways on the same stock? And generally no, but certainly there's always the occasion of doing something like that, whether it's a reversal or realizing that your initial direction just wasn't correct and making an adjustment from there.
And here's the software just doing what it's doing. You know, if it's wrong, it takes a small exit and it does it, and boom, you're in again next day. It's a great little position. Brad, where are we on the questions?
Well, we're getting there. Let's see here.
Oh, thank you, John, about Barry. We love our Barry. He does a really good job. What question did Santosh ask?
Wants to know about the swing exit. And so we do provide some annotations on the chart to give you some risk management control. So if you're inclined to take a longer term position in a stock, we're providing that swing exit on there to let you know where that longer term support is for a stock. So it may have a swing exit that's pretty far down, so you need to be aware of that as you're sizing your position.
Right. Santosh, so what you're asking for is kind of like, does somebody have a system that you can use and it does everything for you? That's what our AI does, but not on the option side. It does that on the equity side, and it's all quantitative. And that's something that everyone here should know, that in our software, there is an option, okay? Where if you want, you can have the software execute all of these orders for you and try to get as much out of it as it can. And you can even interact with it. Like, for example, the software can stop you out and maybe you want to get back in sooner. Who knows? You can do all sorts of that stuff, but there is an option for you to be on autopilot, kind of like in a Tesla. So Santosh, that's what you can do, but just not with the options. And again, and it goes in both directions, and you're still make this by time. Was this one? And it actually tried to capture, get out, it came back, and then these things happened, then it came down. You exited, not every trade's a winner. So that's the whole point, is that it teaches you how to properly behave in the market, because things don't always work out. So here, it knows what to do. Next trade, another example. Here, and Brad, you know, I sometimes like it when it's the losers first. You know, here, we thought we were breaking down, but we were wrong, and boom, covered our loss, and look, it kept on going.
No
That's
big
the
losers.
market.
That's the important thing.
Software does this automatically for you. You gotta like that. Okay. Here's one kind of thing. Could have gotten a little bit more, but parry, thrust, parry, thrust. Okay. I mean, I don't really know what else I can tell you other than we're the best at what we do. We're like Wolverine. Brad, everything I've already said. How many, and by the way, Brad, my good friend, Brad, I think we've talked about car before too.
Yeah, no, car. This is another one that we've been kind of stalking, just because we saw them take such a huge, dramatic drop after 2 months ago, right? So it really came down hard.
The
And
AI, look at this beautiful, again, just quantitatively got it right here, even here. Missed this, but there we go.
And so you got a little battle in the space right now where you're declaring bankruptcy, and you look at someone like Avis here who has the potential of taking their business. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on from a fundamental perspective as well.
But you get to participate in all of it.
It's really real world news, just kind of lighting up with numbers and giving you an opportunity to participate and use some intellect to outsmart some people here.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another one. You know, you're trading, the software is looking for action. How do we find action, Brad? High relative volume, right here. It's all there for you. But the best part is you didn't really have to learn anything to open it up and start experiencing. Brad and I are always trying to bring up interesting plays from the point of view, excuse me, of the software, where if you manage your risk, Brad, right, and you catch some of the potential of these outsiders returns. I mean, look at this thing, naked brand juice. And by the way, I mean, I feel like I drink these.
I really like their smoothies.
Oh wait, it's coded.
Is it not the same? No, doesn't look like it's the same company, pal.
See, maybe that's why.
Well, that's all part of the value of the single stock, right? So you can pull something up and you can get some news information on it. See what they, yeah.
Either way, if this thing ever bounces, holy moly.
Hey, keep it right there for a second, because I just had a question on how to know if a stock is at the high of the day. And I was talking about the position and range indicator. On your single stock, you happen to have a position and year range indicator. So we've got a lot of different time frames, but what it allows you to do without even looking at the chart, you can see that that stock is on its year low right there. I was indicating that we have a position and day range, which lets you know where that stock is today in relationship to its intraday high and low. So while it's at the bottom of its year range, it looks like it's at the high of its intraday range.
from a point of view like an Apple is at the 68th percentile of its trading range, off of highs, but still doing pretty good. And my goodness, just in general, pretty strong. Again, just from the point of view of stocks that you guys know. Facebook, meanwhile, is in 38th percentile, so kind of traded weaker into the close.
And certainly weaker based upon the broader market activity.
Yes, yes. Daniel, absolutely. I can't show it to you, but yes, you can. Trust me. So these channels, okay, are designed to help you work with the software. You got this channel right here. Okay, it's the stocks like this channel. These are all the stocks that I have been keeping an eye on for whatever reason. And Brad, I have this habit of keeping an eye on interesting stuff. We've talked about this. Similar to X, you guys take a look at this. See this thing? We like these kinds of movements. I mean, we liked it here if we thought something was going to happen, by the way, but it didn't. We liked it here, it didn't, but you just manage risk. Liked it here, nothing happened. Liked it here, nothing happened. But look, 2 in a row. The idea is this: if you can try it and it succeeds, and notice I have an alert, right? I mean, you're talking about the kind of 100% returns potentially. So that's what we're trying to, you know, we're trying to get you to see. You've got revenues of 1.38 billion to market cap of 73 million. It's always interesting stuff like that that quickly makes me, Brad, you know, think about, oh, I'm glad I've got this notation. So once again, you've got this channel here as you go around trade ideas, right? And you go to something like this, and I look at LUB, Luby's, full service restaurant. Brad, are people going to start eating again? I don't know. But this thing at once was at $2.42, nice percentage return. So what I'm going to do is,
must be an East Coast restaurant.
yeah, I'm going to right click. I'm going to say, are we eating? Go long. So do you see how instantly that appears? No complicated formulas, nothing to worry about. Boom, now I'm ready to go. So I'm able to kind of follow the different things in the stock market, add them to things that I like. Like when I see big moves like this, right? I always want to check that out. Like now, I mean, these are the kind of, Brad, psychological things, right? Where could this thing really be coming back to where we are here? Just, I mean, why not? This is the kind of information that you want to know about. Let me put in an alert.
Yeah, that's, I mean, just look at that relative volume. It's huge.
All right, so once again, different channels kind of designed for different things. And this channel right here called Shall We Play a Game is specifically designed for your brokerage plus, and it has trade triggers in it. So like here, I see something here, you know, Seco Holdings, okay, you know, I can see what's going on. This will Summit Wireless, that looks kind of interesting. Look at this big percentage move. What the, Brad, what in the hell? This thing looks crazy. I mean, obviously, obviously something is going on, Brad. But
well, these are, you know, when you see something like that, these are the wake-up days. These are the days where that thing was flatlining, and all of a sudden something came into it, some information. May not be aware of that, but it's definitely in play now.
So do you see like how I'm just going through, and what this allows you to do is not be reliant on some cuckoo or Cocoa Puffs technical analysis, but you're just basically going on price and volume triggers, and you're notifying, you know, you're like, okay, this one, no, okay. Whoa, see, like, look, Brad, you see like how I instantly react to this, like I get greedy when I see stuff like this, because this looks like to me like, wow, that's $10.
Well, let's be fair. You have your favorite setups, right? And when you see that, when the pattern hits, you're going to like it. That's just how you do it. It's human nature, really. Do me a favor, bud. Go through the single stock window, the different tabs, the information that we convey to people here. Because I've got a couple questions on that.
Okay, so first of all, you see this stock had a big percentage move today. Lots of different things we can do. I don't know what the hell this is. Is it, so it's like gold, maybe some sort of gold mining? Yeah, it looks like some sort of mining company. So now we know what that's from. Okay. So these are the competitors. And you can even go to things that are similar price action wise. And I've always loved this kind of stuff, Brad, because it's like that pattern recognition that then kind of gets you out of that loop of simply just the miners, and you're seeing like Pitney Bowls or some other stuff that's like really interesting. And again, potentially setting up in that same way, you know, because again, it's like what you said, once you like something, right? I want to be able to catch a stock that's kind of in this tight range of this $5 area, right? And then I want to ride it as it's break, like on 3 or 5 or 10,000 shares, it's busting through 8 and 9 right here. That's amazing. And your risk basically is 453. Do you see, Brad, what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's kind of like how, okay, that's kind of like how you set up trade ideas. So you can just go through here, you like a price, like right here, create the alert for it, getting in. And once again, guys, I always, you know, you'll see me in some of these stocks and other Q&As. I'm in this, I do, this is how we R&D. You guys, when you participate in this Q&A webinar, this is what's super cool about it is you get to R&D with us. You get to see these beautiful moves, you get to participate in them, you see how easy it is. There is no formula. There's visualization. You visualize, you realize that there's channels for like, okay, let's say there's stocks, everybody likes earnings, right, Brad? So of course you go to the earnings channel, right here, I'm on. Whatever channel you're on has an on. And here's upside earnings blowouts yesterday, downside earnings blowouts, and earnings watcher. This is all the stuff that's happening right now. You know, look at this. So these are all your earnings plays. That's already all in there. In the morning when you get in to interface with the software, a lot of people turn on the pre-market channel. This way you can see what's gapping up, what's gapping down. It kind of gives you, you know, a flavor of what you want to get into. For those that work with Barry, he has a whole channel set up to his, like, kind of like his workflow so that you can keep up a little bit better with what he's doing instead of always asking for everything that he's doing. It's right there. Okay. We, of course, track social media. So we're seeing what's being talked about a lot. And you can sort everything too. Of course, this stuff, you know, the relative activity. We just show you everything. That's the real cool thing, is that you're never going to miss, okay, a move, because Trade Ideas covers everything the best. This is really what we are the best at out of everything. Stock surging. Okay, another way to talk about upside, but slightly different concepts. Ooh, Brad. Do you guys see this stuff?
So you know that you could create like a top list where you're looking at a position in range where it's really low, right? And just breaking out today with huge volume. Every one of these, your little cherry picks.
I'm like just surfing freestyle here with people, and I'm like showing you guys, look at this beautiful stuff, you know? Yeah, Daniel, I believe that's happening. Okay. We definitely recommend, if you're really going to be super serious, I mean, Brad, I would say the AI is critical in it, honestly, because again, we're about to, here's the thing, guys, we are never stopping the improvement process. So as you guys who have been with us for a long time know, we continue, there's no finish line. The software keeps getting innovated, improved, and there's huge things that are constantly being worked on the AI. We're soon going to have single stock AI where you can say, okay, Holly, trade me Apple or trade me Twitter, or, trade just one thing for you, or two, or three.
We're also working on a swing AI channel, right? So that we
Yeah.
have ideas that have been back tested from a swing perspective.
And also giving you a heads up on when stocks, like a better version of the GNUS is like, here's all the AI calls that are still profitable right now. Do you want to ride it? So there's lots of that kind of stuff that's about to happen with the AI. And we're just always saying we're constantly innovating, okay, including showing.
Tim is asking a great question. Probably one of the best questions I've seen. Why do I need Brokerage Plus if I have my own TDA? So he's using Thinkorswim. Why would he even want to use Brokerage Plus? Or if you have Trader Workstation with interactive brokers, maybe not in the scenario that you're looking at with a single stock right there in your position, but when you're managing a portfolio of stocks, a group of stocks, using it in Brokerage Plus with the data points that we're providing, giving you the P&L from inception of the day so you can see exactly how your portfolio has moved, the ability to put in stops really quickly, profit targets, to see how close you are to those thresholds. I mean, it all works really simply. And if you have used this for a little bit, or when you get the opportunity to use this for a little bit, it's really difficult to go back.
Well, yeah, this is the better platform for trading for sure, because again, it's made by guys who are constantly doing it and also trading off of this flowing data. So you have things like where you can say, okay, I'm here looking at how much has my P&L changed in the last 60 minutes. I can have a column for 15 minutes, 5 minutes, all sorts of P&L metrics. And we're about to give you a full kind of like feedback loop where everything you've traded, the software will keep and calendarize for you so you can keep track of it. It's really going to be one of a kind system. Well, Daniel, the export feature is almost going to be not necessary because we'll have the logging for you. I mean, you probably could export it to Excel, not a problem, but it's all going to be already done. All the ratios, look at this right here, okay? Winning percentage, winner to loser. Yeah, all those little things constantly want to be improved. Now, Mike, our upgrades come with it. So that's the really cool thing. And everyone's always grandfathered. We have people that still pay us $45. No, you should, Enoch. The AI is great. Okay, let's finish up, Brad. So, as I mentioned before, it is the habit of myself, Brad, others in Trade Ideas to try to steer you to things that we see are interesting. We point them out. X, you saw that I had a position in it. This is where it came from. Everything was disclosed to you guys. You're with me, you're my pals. And of course, this. So Barry Anderson, our wonderful friend who is assisting us in the Q&A webinar, runs the Trade Ideas trading room. It's open from the open to the close, and there's a great group of investors with all different levels of Trade Ideas knowledge. Wonderful place to get started. And both myself, Brad, everyone recommends it highly to just sort of understand different ways in which different people interact with the software. So of course, you know, people talk about how can trade ideas help me do short-term swing trading, or how can trade ideas help me do gap trading or managing my positions. We have an education curriculum, guys, that takes you through all of it. Sign up, go to our education part of our website, different classes. All of these questions are available through a constant weekly curriculum that's ongoing to help you master the software. Our software is so powerful, you can do custom formulas with it, create your own kind of indicators. But again, you've got to learn the basics. You can do as much, you can take it as far as you want to go, almost like Adobe Photoshop, Brad, where, you know, the professionals use it, but so do people who are just cutting and pasting.
Yeah, really similar to that, just like Microsoft Word. Anybody can write a letter and you can do that. But if you really want to use some of the neater features of it, you just got to dig into it a little bit. And that's the same with our software.
Yep. So trade-ideas.com/live. Okay. As you know, we're a subscription as a service business, growing rapidly, thanks to you. And you see why. GNUS perhaps, maybe PVAC, certainly X is a candidate, but this is how much we cost on a daily basis with 2 ways that you pay, monthly and yearly. So you can see the standard or the premium breakdown, very inexpensive artificial intelligence, premier technology that is kind of, again, mind-blowing for what you're paying per day. And of course, right now, fire up the promo code JUNEFUN, 15% off your first month or 1 year off of Trade Ideas. We also do other media, podcasts, Fridays. Sometimes it's myself, although it's been a little while since I've done it, Scott. I need to get myself back in the rotation. Sean McLaughlin's been doing it, tons of guests. So take a look at that. Search for Trade Ideas on your podcast search engine. And of course, we have other free information to help you understand different aspects of the trading game, like earnings. Right before the market got annihilated, we launched our first ebook, which is How to Trade the Downside, very well timed. And I suspect this one could be as well. You're always welcome to download it. Check it out for free, trade-ideas.com/earnings. We are, of course, active on social media. Please like us on Facebook or shoot us an email or give us a call. We would love to hear from you. We are here because of you. You are our bread and butter, and we are grateful. Scott, I think we're all good.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll get that recording up later on tonight or tomorrow, and everyone will get an email from GoToWebinar with a link to the playlist. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.